Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and today I'm going to answer some of the most common questions that I get in my YouTube videos. Now, some of these questions come with every single video that I upload, and some of them are repeated multiple times within the same video, even after I've answered some of those questions already. So I just wanted to get back to you guys and give you all of these answers in one video. Now, if there's any other questions that you guys may have, write them in the comment section below, and maybe it'll make a future video. So first off, we'll answer the question that I get with every video that I upload, and that is, what case am I using? Now, more than likely, it's usually with this phone right here, the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Sometimes when I default to shooting a video, I show it with the S24 Ultra, even though the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is my daily driver. So on the Galaxy Z Fold 6, I sometimes get the question. It's just the regular Samsung S Pen case. I don't use the front, so some people don't even notice that this one actually has a case on it. It's usually whenever this one right here, the S24 Ultra, is showcased. And this case right here is the Torii kickstand MagSafe case. So pretty much if you want to charge your phone or put on a pop socket or any of the attachments with MagSafe, you're able to do that. Also, this opens up as a kickstand, so I just open it up, and then there we are in the kickstand form. And then you also have this sliding door right here, which is able to protect your camera lenses. So pretty much, if you were to drop your phone, even if it was a regular everyday case, even though it is kind of protected mostly, but if your phone, drops onto a curb or onto a rock, basically this right here is able to save the full entire drop. So this one right here, I also love it because it's under $20. So basically, under 20 bucks, you can protect your camera sensors. You're able to use it as a kickstand, and it also has MagSafe right there, so you can charge your device. The other color that I saw there is another color of black, and I also saw gray. If gray was an option back in February, I probably would have gotten the gray option because it looks really nice on Amazon. And I always have these cases that I'm using linked in the description below. So ever since February, ever since I've been uploading videos for the S24 Ultra with this case on it, it is linked in every video inside the description. The next question that I get quite often, this is maybe 1 or 2 comments per video that I upload, and that is, what theme am I using? Well, if you look at these devices here, there is actually no theme going on because all of these icons are the exact same as default. Anytime that you choose a theme, usually it changes the entire look of your device. And because I'm here as a trainer teaching you how to use your phone or showing off some tips and tricks and tutorials, I want my phone to look just like yours. So this way you're not being lost or asking why my phone looks so different. All that I use is whatever wallpaper that I choose, and then I go inside of where it does say that wallpaper and style, I use color palette. So that is the only thing. I am using dark mode with color palette. And basically when you turn on your color palette, this is where you're able to choose which colors, corresponds with whatever wallpaper you have. So you can go through here, you can take a look at all these different options. And, if you wanted to match the wallpaper that you're using or something else, then up over here, you can see where it'll actually make some of those changes, inside of your settings on the top and some of the other applications like calculator and your phone as well. So really, depending on whatever wallpaper that I'm usually using, it kind of almost dictates some of the different colors that is also being shown off. Or if I am swiping through, I'm just choosing whatever I think looks best on my device. Question number 3 is talking about auto updating, and I'm able to basically do this as a three-fer. We're going to talk about the Google Play Store, the Samsung Store, as well as the regular Samsung phone itself if you want to turn off auto updates. Some people like to have the older version of applications for longer, or they actually want to see what is being updated and then they can manually update it. So first off, taking a look at your phone itself, if you want to turn off the auto update for software, or basically the auto download for your software updates, you just go right inside of your settings. You go inside of the software update, it's right here on the very bottom, and you just toggle this off. Basically, you're able to turn off the download software updates automatically when connected to a Wi-Fi network. And a lot of times they want you to be connected to Wi-Fi in order for you to actually download an update. So if you're looking for one of the most recent updates and you're not connected to Wi-Fi, more than likely you're probably not going to find it and it's not going to happen. So if you want, you are able to turn this off. And even if you do have this one turned off, even when you are connected to Wi-Fi, you just go right up over here and go to download and install. So this way you'd be able to see if there is an update that is sitting there. The next auto update that we'll talk about is inside of the Google Play Store. Some people like to turn off the auto update because maybe you would like to do it manually, or you'd like to capture what is being updated, but reading what is new before it actually happens. Sometimes an application updates and you didn't even know it updated, but basically this is how you're able to catch everything. When you go inside of your Google Play Store right here, on the very top right-hand side, you click on your little icon, you go inside of Settings, then you go to Network Preferences, because right here it says Auto Update Apps. So for this one, you have Update All Apps over Wi-Fi or mobile data, Update with limited amount of mobile data, Update over Wi-Fi only, and Don't Auto Update Apps. Now, if you choose that option for it to not auto update, you always have to go inside of your little icon. You go to Manage Apps and Device. Then you go right here and you're able to see how many applications have an update. But what you can do before they actually update is take a look to see what is new. So when you take a look at, let's say, Google right here, use voice commands while navigating. It's easier to access privacy settings. For Google Keep, they have bug fixes and performance improvements. So again, some people like the old version of applications, but some people just like to catch what is actually being updated and what is new. And then lastly, let's go inside of the Samsung Galaxy Store, because you could do the exact same thing there too. So inside of here, again, if you want to capture every single update that is happening, you go inside of your menu. Then you go to the very top right-hand side where you have your little settings icon. Then this is where you can choose Auto Update Apps. This is where you can either choose Never, you can have it as using Wi-Fi only, or Wi-Fi and or mobile data. So if you want it as Never, again, where you're able to find all your updates, is going to be right up over here on the very top. This is where you can click on Updates and see what is sitting there. So right now, in terms of the only Samsung application that's sitting there, it's Samsung Highlights. And again, if you tap on it, this is where you're also able to read what is new with the update, sometimes usually right around here if they actually have a little update for you to read. Question number 4 is dealing with software updates. Now, I get this question all the time when I do a software update video, and it's pretty much a loaded answer. Basically, what is happening is it depends on the device itself. It depends on the region, it depends on your carrier, and it depends on when your phone was manufactured. So because the Galaxy S24 Ultra is one of those devices that I get immediately because I purchase it right off the gate whenever pre-orders happen, this is one of the first devices off the line, which means that this serial number and everything is a part of the updates receiving first for the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Also, I am not a carrier-locked device. This one is unlocked, which means usually unlocked gets it before a carrier device, because anytime that there is a software update from Samsung, they also have to talk to the carrier, such as Verizon or AT&T or whoever, and they state any of your other applications need to have updates too, or here's this update, then they say, hey, we also need another update for our Verizon application or AT&T application, and basically there's some communications going back and forth, updates being sent back and forth, and then it's released per the carrier whenever they approve it from Samsung themselves. So pretty much, again, loaded answer. This one over here is the Galaxy S24 Ultra. This one is the Z Fold 6. This one is the newer device, but the S24 Ultra has the update first. This one was last updated on November 4th. The last update this one had was October 10th. Sometimes you can actually look at when the last update was, and when you get close to that date, that means you're probably going to get the update. So because this was last updated on October 10th, that means around maybe November 10th, November 11th, November 8th, November 13th, more than likely this one will finally get that monthly patch, again for the following month. This is where you just go through and you search for download and install. So trying to make this answer as easy as possible, Samsung sends the updates per the device, per whatever unique bugs is happening per the device. It also depends on the carrier. If they have little updates that has to happen with their applications as well, it goes back and forth before it's actually approved. And then also too, it also depends on when your phone was manufactured. So I usually get my phones immediately. I always pre-order them the moment that you can pre-order them. So my serial numbers are part of the very first batch, meaning more than likely, those devices will get the updates first, which a lot of times when I post my videos about updates, you guys have seen it as well, or you actually get it immediately after. Also, it depends on the region. So not only the device itself, the carrier, the serial number of when it was manufactured, but also the region or country that you live. Sometimes countries get it before other countries, and that's just kind of the deal. Sometimes other countries like South Korea was able to get it before United States, and then it just kind of goes off and spread out from there. And then lastly, to kind of finish this one off, is that Samsung does a rolling update, which means that they're doing this rolling update. They don't want to have every single phone get the update at the exact same time, because if there's a bug or a huge issue, that means every Samsung phone has that bug or issue or problem. So when they do a rolling update, some of these phones get it before other people, some of the regions get it before other people. It's to make sure that there is no issues, there is no bugs being reported. So then this way they can continue the rollout, so they wouldn't have to fix every phone. They would just have to put out the little bug fixes or hot fixes for some of those that had the early issues. Question number 5, this is one that I got the other day, but it was actually asked a few times, and that was, where is Remaster on the newer version of Samsung One UI? So maybe on the older Samsung One UI, you're able to find it down over here with the 3 dots, maybe with the edit button. Basically what you do now is you take a look at your image and you swipe up. Now, as you swipe up, that is where you're able to see Remaster. So that should happen in every single photo that you see. So what else can you do when you swipe up? Well, right here you can see that there's a glare, so you can actually see my body. Now, if I wanted to make this one look a little bit better, what I can do is, obviously there is Remaster, but I also have Erase Reflections. So without really any hard work, I tap that one option, boom, there is my little reflection already gone. Then I can hit save and I can hit save. I can either save it as a copy so it's a different image, or I can just keep it the way it is. And it already cleared up this image already. It's a way for me to kind of read it a little bit better. And also, again, when it comes down to Remaster, when you swipe up, you have your Remaster option. This is where you can see whatever's before as well as after. So you just kind of slide this little dial to see which one actually looks a little bit better. So sometimes when it comes down to these photos for the before and after, sometimes it looks better, either before or after. You just kind of choose what they're kind of doing with this one here in particular, even though it is taking away from some of the letters towards the tops, the hours below is actually more important. And what they're doing is they're basically really whitening up the letters and the numbers. So this is kind of a little dull. When you bring it over this way, now it's a brighter, letters and words, or letters and numbers, which could make it a little bit easier for you to read this image. So I'm going to leave it the way it is. This is how you're now able to do your Remaster. Basically, just swipe up on any photo, and this is where you have the option for Remaster. And now to answer the very last question, which is, what is your daily driver? And it's because I show off 3 devices on this channel mostly, which is the Google Pixel 9 Pro, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and the Z Fold 6. Now, the Google Pixel 9 Pro is my secondary line, so that's my secondary phone. My main daily driver right now is the Galaxy Z Fold 6. So I did use the S24 Ultra as the daily driver ever since it was released up until the Z Fold 6 came out. The Z Fold 6 definitely took my heart. I love this thing. I actually use it closed the majority of the time. I'd say that it's in this state right here 90 to 95% of the time. The other 5 or 10% is when I open it up if I'm watching YouTube or playing games and I want to have a larger display. But because they were able to make the front of this display a little bit larger, I was able to use it like this the majority of the time, and I always had really good battery. So really, I am happy with any of these 3 devices: the Google Pixel 9 Pro, the S24 Ultra, or the Z Fold 6. Now, when it comes down to the Z Fold 6 right here, any of the Galaxy Z Fold devices I used as my daily driver, which was the Z Fold 1, the Z Fold 2, and the Z Fold 3. But when the Z Fold 4 and 5 came out, they collected dust. I've actually never used those as my daily drivers. I always stayed with the S23 Ultra or the S24 Ultra. So pretty much when the Z Fold 6 came out, this thing did a really good job. The way that they were able to improve it over the past Z Fold 4 and Z Fold 5, it was able to actually make me use this as the daily driver again. Anytime that I pick up the S24 Ultra, it just feels so wide and I'm not used to it. But I love the fact that it doesn't need to be opened to have this large of a display. But I will say I am used to this one in the closed state. So my answer to this one is the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is the daily driver. The Pixel 9 Pro is as my secondary line. And whenever the Galaxy S25 Ultra comes out or whatever, then I'll actually be switching to that one more than likely as the daily driver. It might actually beat out the Z Fold 6, but we will wait and see. So that is the majority of the questions I get all the time and the most common questions on my videos lately. Hopefully you guys have appreciated this format of a video. If you do, give this thing a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.